Hey people, welcome back to another edition of the BitCash crew. I'm Eddie P, ready to take you through this week's Forex charts. So I hope you all had a fantastic week last week on the charts with all your trading. And yeah, it's time to set up for another fantastic week. So strap in and let's get started with a bit of the old Forex. All right, so let's kick off this week's review with the AUDUSD, and we'll be on the 4-hour chart. Now, with the AUD, excuse me, should be good now. With the AUDUSD, you can see here that this market's been ranging for a bit of time now, but we've sort of been in kind of lockstep in between these two zones here for a while. Now, at the moment, the bears have gone on a hell of a run since about halfway through last week, and they've pushed right down here to this great countering zone. Now, there's been quite a bit of steam, bit of volume in these candles, but because we've encountered this zone, which has been really good for turnaround points previously, we're going to be on the lookout for some bullish evidence. Now you can see here this thin yellow line there. That represents my long-term trend line, and you can see it's about to come into contact with it. It's another sort of confirmation that we want to be on the lookout for that push back up to the upside. Now, should we encounter, just put this guy in here, a bit of bullish evidence, we want to be looking for a movement back upward. We'll probably encounter, should this go on a bull run, we'll probably encounter some resistance in this area here. Once again, in this area here, you see, guys, history will just keep repeating itself, but hopefully we'll see a real push to at least this zone, if not to some of these previous highs. That'd be really exciting. But yeah, this may still take a day or so to develop. We'll see what happens when the market's open tomorrow morning. But yeah, we definitely want to be on the lookout for some bullish potential with this this pair. Cool. So let's press on to the USDJPY. Oh, setting up before, and I didn't delete that thing. There we go. So with the USDJPY, I should say, we're actually on the daily chart with this one, guys and gals. Now with this one, we've also come into contact with a bullish resistance point, which is really good. You can see this one's been in a bit of a downward trend for quite a while now, but we've had these two moves here, and both times we've come into contact with this zone, and at the moment you can see that the bulls are trying to fight back. With this one, we want to be on the lookout for some bullish potential. Now you can see here the bears did fight quite hard, and this wick actually punctured through our management zone. But should we find the right sort of that's not supposed to be there. Should we find the right sort of bullish evidence pushing to the downside, or excuse me, should we find the right sort of bullish evidence in this zone, we want to look for a push to the upside. Now, with this one, based on what it's done in recent history, if you're going to trade off the daily chart, I probably wouldn't set any sort of overzealous profit limits. I think I would just go for just really nice, easy sort of conservative trades. You're probably going to run into some resistance in this area, if not this area here, for sure. And, oh, I can't say for sure because you never know 100%, but we'll probably hit resistance on the way upward. But we want to be looking for a move, hopefully, to this area, but that could take a couple of weeks to develop. You see how long it's taken just to break through this resistance point to make it down here. So let's see how we go. Probably going to be like a Tuesday, Wednesday thing before we see any good evidence. We might have a doji or two on the way up, but let's see how the market unfolds. Moving over to Europe and Great Britain, we're going to look at the EURGBP. Now with this one, we're back on the 240, which is a great time frame to trade, one of my favorites. You can see here in last week's review, we basically, excuse me, it's kind of a continuation of what we looked at. We did discuss the fact that this was going to be pushing, more than likely going to be pushing to the downside, which is still continuing to do. Not a lot of steam in these candles, guys and gals. This one's moving pretty damn slow. So at the moment, we're still looking for a further continuation. Sorry guys, I know I'm sweating a lot. It's 100 degrees, or I think it's 105 degrees in Sydney today. And for those of you who are not in America, I think it's 38. So it's very, very hot. Anyway, crazy. It's snowing in England and it's boiling down here. Back to the charts. So EURGBP 240. So we want to look at sort of a continuation with this move. It's not a very sexy move. There's not a lot of real structure here, but that's okay. We really want to only be trading off resistance or support. So at the moment, we're looking for a return back to one of those two zones. Because we're headed in this direction, we want to see a push down to this area here. Should we encounter this zone, then we want to be on a push back to the upside. Now, I'm just going to get rid of that and just show you a little bit here. That may be a rocky road in itself should we encounter this zone pushing back up. This could be quite a lengthy path, and you see here sort of it's just like sludging through the mud, but it could take a little bit of time. But we want to be on the lookout for a push somewhere back into this region here, hopefully to go back to some of these previous highs. That would be really fantastic. Cool, back to the South Pacific. So we've got the NZDUSD, and we're also on the 240 chart. So with this one, guys, just showing you a bit of recent history, you can see here that when this currency encountered this zone here, we had a couple of touches, nice little double bottom here, push back here, and then the bears have kicked back in again with a vengeance. We see a beautiful sort of engulfing candle there, and then they went on a bit of a run. But you see a bit of steam came out of it, and we ended the week on a doji, which is usually a pretty good sign that a turnaround is in the midst. We'll probably see a little bit of a further push down here into this management zone. Should that happen, we want to be on the lookout for some sort of bullish evidence, and then looking for a push back to the upside. Now, as you can see, we're probably going to encounter resistance somewhere in this place here, should we have that bull run. But that's okay. I mean, we just have to control our trades and be really diligent about what we're doing. But we want to be on the lookout for a push right back to that zone. So let's keep a real good eye on this one this week. All right, let's wrap up today's review with the EURUSD. Once again, we're trading on the 240 chart. Now with this one, pardon me, not a lot of steam in this one either, guys and gals. You can see here a lot of sort of crappy candles with some long wicks, nothing too exciting. That being said, it looks like the currency did make a little bit of a move last week, and it is pushing down back to this countering zone, which is really positive. So at the moment, we're looking for a bit more of this bullish evidence. Should we encounter this zone, you can see here it's been a great countering zone for bull runs in just recent memory, let alone long history. So should we encounter this zone sometime during the week, we want to be on the lookout for a good bull run. Hopefully getting up to some of these really beautiful highs here. That would be a hell of a long move, and but we want to be a bit cautious and understand that, look, you can see here, I mean, this is just in the last couple of weeks. We'll probably hit some resistance in this area should the bull run go ahead, but yeah, we want to be on the lookout for a push up to the previous highs. Cool. So that wraps us up for today, boys and girls. If you have any questions, please hit us up in the comments below. You can obviously hit us up on the Facebook and the Twitter. If there's a specific currency pair you want me to review, let me know. And if there's anything else like altcoin or one of the major pairs or an ICO you want me to review, just hit us up. That's what we're here for. We're here to help and all that kind of stuff. Rich will be back tomorrow to talk to you about all things crypto, and I'll be back on Tuesday to talk about ICOs and altcoins. Until then, stay safe, stay well. Good luck on all the charts. Make sure you set up your charts for the week. It's no good getting to Wednesday morning and go, oh, there's some good trade opportunities, but I'm not set up. Use this time, use these tools we give you to help set up your charts, and then hit the week with the ground running. Or hit the ground running. How could the ground be moving? Anyway, that's it for me. Y'all have a good one. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.